So you've been cruising through multiple choice questions on the Praxis, and then bam, you hit a constructed response. No options to pick from, no hints staring back at you, just a blank box waiting for your words. That's the moment a lot of test takers freeze. Constructed response questions don't have to be intimidating. Once you know what scorers want and how to structure your answer, they can actually be easy points. Hi, I'm Elizabeth, a college professor and a test prep expert with Study.com, and welcome to the Pass Your Praxis channel. Today, I'll show you how to break down these questions, organize your ideas, and write responses that score high, whether it's a quick, short answer or a full essay. Constructed response questions are open-ended. Unlike selected response, where the answer choices are in front of you, here you have to generate the answer yourself. That could mean writing a short paragraph, solving a problem and showing your work, or drafting a full essay, depending on which Praxis exam you're taking. Think of it like this. In selected response, the test measures if you can recognize the right answer. But in constructed response, it's all about whether you can produce knowledge. Can you explain a teaching strategy clearly? Can you analyze student data? Can you write a literary theme? That's what these questions are getting at. For example, let's say you're taking a Praxis teaching exam and the prompt says something like, describe 2 strategies a teacher could use to support English language learners during a group discussion and explain why these strategies are effective. Right there, the test isn't looking for a single fact. It's testing your ability to explain your reasoning, connect your ideas to theory or practice, and communicate clearly. That's why these questions can feel so intimidating. You're the one building the entire answer. But that's also why they're an opportunity. With the right approach, you can really shine here. And one of the best ways to stand out is by understanding exactly how your answers are judged. That's why it's important to know what's happening on the other side of the exam. The scoring. When human scorers evaluate constructed responses, they're looking for a few key things. First is whether you answered the question directly. It sounds obvious, but a lot of people lose points by going off track or not covering every part of the prompt. They also care about how well you support your answer. It's not enough just to make a claim. You need to back it up. Use examples, teaching standards, or reasoning to show your thinking. Organization also matters. Clear structure helps scorers see you've covered everything. And finally, clarity counts. You don't need fancy language, just clear, error-free writing that's easy to follow. Remember, your goal isn't to impress, it's to make it easy for scorers to give you full credit. And that starts before you even write a word. The very first step when you face a constructed response question is to slow down and read carefully. These prompts almost always contain multiple parts, and missing one can cost you. Let's look at an example. Explain one advantage and one limitation of using standardized tests to measure student achievement. Support your answer with specific examples. Notice how many tasks are hiding in there. You need to explain an advantage, you need to explain a limitation, and you need to support your answer with examples. That's 3 separate jobs in one prompt. If you just write about the advantages of standardized testing, no matter how brilliant your explanation is, you're leaving out half the answer. That's why it's so important to mark up or mentally underline the parts of the question. Some test takers even jot a little outline on scratch paper. Advantage, limitation, examples. That way, you're sure to cover everything. A lot of people skip planning because the Praxis is timed. But here's the secret. Spending just 2 or 3 minutes on a quick outline actually saves time. Without a plan, you risk rambling or getting stuck. Your plan can be simple. Just jot a few bullet points on scratch paper. For example, advantage, consistent data, and limitation, doesn't show creativity. That quick roadmap keeps your answer focused and organized. And when the clock is ticking, that kind of clarity is golden. Now, let's talk about structure. A well-structured answer is easy for the scorer to follow and helps you stay on track. One of the simplest and most effective structures is the classic introduction, body, and conclusion. In your introduction, skip the dramatic opening. Just restate the question and explain what you'll cover. For example, standardized tests have pros and cons. One advantage is consistent data. One limitation is that they overlook creativity. These points will be explained below. See how that sets up the whole response? You've already shown the scorer you understand the task. Then, in the body, go point by point. State the advantage, explain it, and give an example. Then, repeat for the limitation. Keep it clear and to the point. Finish with a short conclusion that restates your main ideas. Even 1 or 2 sentences can wrap it up nicely. One of the biggest ways to boost your score is by supporting your answers with specific examples. Scorers love to see you apply ideas to real-world situations. So, instead of saying standardized tests provide data, you'd say, for example, a state test allows administrators to compare student performance across different schools, which can help identify districts that need additional resources. That little bit of detail makes your answer more concrete and shows deeper understanding. If you're taking an education-related praxis, you can also draw on classroom scenarios. For instance, in my student teaching, I noticed that while standardized tests showed my students' reading levels, they didn't reflect on how much progress they'd made in classroom discussions. Even if the scorers know it's a hypothetical example, it still demonstrates practical application. One of the biggest challenges with constructed response is time management. It's so easy to get caught up writing one answer and then realizing you're running out of time for the rest of the exam. The key is to budget. Before the test, find out how many constructed response questions there will be and how much time you'll have in total. Then divide it up. For example, if you have 60 minutes for 2 essays, that's about 30 minutes each. And within that, you might spend 5 minutes planning, 20 minutes writing, and 5 minutes reviewing. Stick to your plan. If you're running out of time on one essay, wrap it up and move on. Even if your answer isn't perfect, a complete response will always earn a higher score than one that stops halfway through. But what if you're staring at the prompt and your mind goes blank? Don't panic. You don't need a perfect answer to earn points. Scorers look for any sign of understanding. Start by restating the question in your own words to get started. Then connect it to something you do know. Even a simple, logical answer can earn partial credit, and partial credit is way better than nothing. For example, if the prompt is asking about instructional strategies for teaching fractions and you blank on the fancy names, you could still write, one way to teach fractions is by using visual aids like fraction bars or pie charts, which helps students see the parts of a whole. That's a solid response, even if it's not textbook perfect. If you have even a minute left, use it to quickly review what you've written. Look for glaring grammar errors, missing words, or places where you accidentally left out part of the question. You don't have to polish it like a published essay, but catching small mistakes can make your answer look more professional. I want to leave you with a quick mindset shift. Don't see constructed response questions as traps. See them as opportunities. Unlike multiple choice, you're in control. You guide the scorer through your thinking and show what you know. You've been writing and explaining ideas your whole academic career. This is just another version of that. With a clear plan, steady pace, and practice, you'll be ready to tackle these with confidence. So that's the scoop on conquering constructed response questions. Break down the prompt, make a quick plan, structure clearly, use examples, and manage your time. Remember, the scorers want to give you points, so make it easy to see what you know. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's the hardest part of constructed response questions for you? Thanks for watching, and good luck on your Praxis journey. You can do this.